Imagine for a moment a wall of dark, frothy liquid towering above you, then crashing down, unleashing a torrent of porter that engulfs entire streets. It sounds almost like something out of a whimsical fantasy, doesn't it? But for the residents of St. Giles Rookery in London, this was no fantasy. It became a terrifying reality on October 17, 1814. This is the story of the London Beer Flood, a bizarre and tragic event that forever stained the cobbled streets of the city with the sticky residue of over 1 million pints of lost beer. The Great London Beer Flood wasn't some natural disaster. No, it was a strange accident born out of industrial ambition and, well, a series of really unfortunate events. It serves as a potent reminder of just how unpredictable life can be, even in the rapidly industrializing world of 19th century London. Today, the memory of the flood lingers, a strange brew of tragedy and the absurd, forever etched in the quirky history of London. At the heart of this story stands the imposing Meux and Company Brewery, a sprawling industrial complex located in the St. Giles district of London. Founded in 1764, Meux and Company had grown into one of London's most prominent breweries, known far and wide for its potent porter, a dark, robust ale that was a favorite among London's working class. Deep within the brewery's maze-like interior stood a true marvel of industrial ambition, an immense vat, 22 feet tall, holding over 1 million pints of porter. It was a symbol of the brewery's success and the growing demand for its product. This particular vat, one of several in the brewery, was a feat of engineering for its time, held together by giant iron hoops. It loomed over the workers like some kind of colossus, silently representing the brewery's ambition and the public's insatiable thirst for porter. But, little did anyone know, this impressive structure would soon become the very catalyst for one of London's most unusual disasters. The stage was set, and the actors in this tragicomedy were about to play their parts. The day began like any other at the Meux and Company Brewery. The air was thick with the sweet malty aroma of fermenting beer, as workers went about their tasks, completely unaware of what was about to unfold. It all started with a single faulty iron hoop on the giant vat. Over time, the immense pressure of the beer had weakened it, and finally it gave way. The sound, a sharp metallic snap, was easy to miss amidst the constant noise of the brewery. Now that broken hoop might have gone unnoticed under different circumstances. But the vat was nearly full, and the weight of all that beer was just too much for the remaining hoops to handle. One by one they gave way, each snapping sound a grim warning of what was to come. And then, it happened. The vat, no longer able to contain its massive contents, buckled and burst. In an instant it unleashed a catastrophic torrent of porter. Within minutes the brewery floor was no longer a workplace. It had transformed into a raging river of dark, frothy liquid. Section 4. A deluge of porter. The beer flood engulfs London. The initial breach of the vat sent a surge of porter through the brewery, but, oh boy, the devastation was far from over. The force of that first wave triggered a domino effect, collapsing 2 neighboring vats and releasing an even greater deluge of beer. The brewery, now drowning in its own product, became a scene of utter chaos. Workers, completely caught off guard by the sudden torrent, scrambled for safety, their cries swallowed by the deafening roar of the escaping beer. The flood quickly broke free from the confines of the brewery, surging into the streets of St. Giles like a tsunami of dark ale. Houses, many of them flimsy and poorly constructed, just crumbled under the weight of the deluge. The torrent ripped through the impoverished neighborhood, sweeping away everything in its path: furniture, belongings, and tragically, lives. The air, thick with the cloying sweetness of malt and the cries of terrified residents, bore witness to a disaster unlike any other. Section 5. Amidst the ruins and the stench tales of tragedy and resilience, the aftermath of the flood was, well, a scene of utter devastation. The once bustling streets of St. Giles were reduced to a swamp of rubble, debris, and of course beer. The air, heavy with the stench of spilled porter and the cries of the injured and dying, painted a grim picture of the disaster's toll. 8 people lost their lives that day. A young boy celebrating a birthday, a mother and daughter sharing a meal, brewery workers caught in the initial surge. Their stories remain a poignant reminder of the flood's human cost. Yet, amidst the tragedy and despair, stories of resilience and compassion began to emerge. Neighbors helped neighbors, pulling survivors from the wreckage and offering comfort to those who had lost everything. Public houses opened their doors, providing shelter and solace to the displaced. The spirit of the community, though shaken, had not been broken. The London beer flood, born of an industrial accident, became a testament to the enduring strength of the human heart. Section 6. Strange Brew. Peculiarities of the London Beer Flood. The London beer flood, beyond its tragic consequences, occupies a peculiar space in history. It's remembered as much for its unusual nature as for its devastating impact. One of the more bizarre aspects of the disaster was the public's reaction to the sea of free beer. In the aftermath of the flood, people flocked to the streets, scooping up the spilled porter in whatever containers they could find. Believe it or not, some even resorted to drinking directly from the gutters. While the free beer might sound like a silver lining to some, it actually added to the chaos and hampered rescue efforts. The authorities, struggling to maintain order, had to get, well, pretty creative. It's said they used the promise of even more free beer to lure people away from the most heavily damaged areas, allowing rescue workers to reach those trapped beneath the rubble. Section 7. A toast to the past, remembering the London beer flood. The London beer flood of 1814 serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of fate, how a seemingly ordinary day can transform into a scene of unimaginable chaos. The disaster, though tragic for those who lost their lives and livelihoods, also revealed the resilience of the human spirit and the compassion that binds communities together in times of adversity. Today, the memory of the London beer flood lives on, not just in history books but also in the collective consciousness of the city. The site of the Meux and Company Brewery is now home to the Dominion Theatre, a West End landmark. A plaque commemorating the disaster adorns a wall nearby, serving as a quiet reminder of the day the beer flowed through the streets of London. Though the flood itself is long gone, its story continues to fascinate and horrify, ensuring that the memory of London's strange and sudsy disaster lives on.